Hi, Sumit here, and in this video, I wanted to talk about how people are missing on their contentment in life, following everything that is shown to them and put in front of their eyes from external factors. And we are chasing everything, every materialistic thing. We are working hard to buy a car, a better car. People who have cars, they want to buy more cars, even an expensive car. People who do not have a home, it is their dream, it is their ambition in life to buy their own home or their own house, their own property, not just as an investment, but to achieve a sense of fulfillment, to feel content. The world is doing everything possible in their capacity to feel content, one thing after another, after another, after another, from buying a car to buying a house, and the next goal comes just after finishing the last one. People wants to get married, have kids, and when they have kid, they want to send their kids to the biggest school possible. And if they are not able to do that, if they are not able to do the littlest thing that doesn't, you know, impact their life in any way, they feel sad, they feel discontent. The entire purpose of any living being is, as far as my understanding tells me, is freedom and contentment. I wouldn't say happiness. Happiness is situational and conditional. People can be content and free and still feel sad, still feel hungry, etc. But that doesn't mean existential sadness. That doesn't mean existential discontentment. And so people are finding all sorts of ways. See, thousands of years ago, people had dreams. There were different dreams, different sort of dreams. They didn't want to buy a car. They didn't want to, you know, get enrolled into a university. They didn't want to pursue a specific ambition or a dream or a career, etc. So whatever we dream of, whatever we want right now is not a need. It is not a need for our survival. It is shown to us by the social structure, television, media, films, daily soaps, neighbors, our parents, relatives, etc. But all these are long cuts to contentment, existential freedom. Why do we not get into a state of consciousness that we expect to get that contentment and that existential freedom directly without taking long cuts? How about we take a shortcut? Which is not a shortcut at all. It seems like a shortcut now because, like, we have been so habitualized of consuming bad food that eating normal or healthy food is termed as diet. And exactly, we have been so consumed by ambitions and the desire to make others proud, ourselves proud, instead of making ourselves content and free from all the burdens. We do all of that. And so I encourage people to take the shortcut, to take the diet, to actually go through the route that is natural, not artificially designed for us. But is it possible? I think it's possible because I have done it. I have been a man of huge ambitions at once. But what changed is that my realization come to a point that I just want freedom and contentment in my life. What will happen if I do not want to achieve those huge ambitions? What if I do not want to pursue the career that I wanted to start earlier? What if I end up failing my parents' expectations? What if I end up not getting married? What if I end up not having children? What if I end up making the entire society disappointed with me? I realize that will make me so happy. That will make me so happy and free. The realization that whatever other people feel, whatever my older dreams were, I don't care about them anymore. Just like the nature didn't create us with ambitions. No, it didn't. It created every living being with just one instinct, an instinct of survival, freedom, and contentment. When you put somebody into a cage, they want to be free. But we humans, we want to be caged because we have the power of thinking, we have the power to imagine, we have higher emotional capacity, and so we use all of that advantage that were given to us by the nature. We use that advantage to put ourselves in disadvantageous situations. When people ask, is it easy? Is it that easy the way I am telling it right now? I think it's easy. It's so easy in comparison to what we have been doing, we have been taught to do. We just need bare minimum to survive, to live long enough, to be healthy, to physically healthy and mentally healthy. The desire to have an ambition, to have a dream, a long-term purpose for which we kill ourselves is taking our mental and physical health away. So what is the point? Many people ask me that you are getting to the extremes of it. Like, it's not me who is getting to the extremes of anything, it's me who is following the natural path of life. I have understood what is the natural path of life. It's the entire social structure that is going to the extremes. Nature did not create us with the desire to have big things in our lives and to show and to brag about it in the society in front of other people. Nature did not create anything, anyone, any animal, any plant, any wildlife, any water life, or any human being with this sort of desire. We learned this externally. It is being taught to us. The way circus lions are trained, they don't do that in forests. What they do in circuses. Dogs don't do tricks if they are not trained or beaten up to death. We are being used like them. And one thing that I don't like so much about people bragging about their skill to train their dogs. Like, what I have observed is that dogs and children, or any sort of animal, their upbringing in a certain house, in whatever house or whatever environment they grow up in, they adapt the exact same personality in their lives. In cities, in busy cities where there is violence, noise pollution, cities are running, their dogs and cats are also violent, loud, anxious, they bite others. And in mountains where I am living, most of the dogs and cats are so kind and so grounded, empathetic, and filled with compassion and love. They are gentle because the life here in mountain is slow. People do not fight, people do not argue. I haven't heard in the last 2 months anyone fighting with each other. If I would have been in a city place, not shitty, but shitty as well, if I would have been in a city or an urban area, there would be quarrels every second day. So the behavior that children and animals carry is through the environment they live in. And so we also behave in a certain manner because our behavior of dreaming is learned. We have learned that from our society, from our external sources. And so when people call me an extremist, when I tell them that I don't want to take all that shit on myself to burden my existence, because everyone around me is burdened by themselves, burdened by the responsibility they are willingly taking. They are willingly taking upon themselves huge responsibilities, which is not necessary. If they choose, they can walk away. Not even walk away, they don't even have to take it in the first place. They are getting married, they are reproducing children, like it's a duty, like it has to be done, like it is survival instinct. Marriage, getting married is not survival. It is not a way to feel happy, it is not a way to freedom. Instead, it is a way to be trapped. As I mentioned earlier in this video only, that to my understanding, the only two desires that any living being is born are the desire of total freedom and the desire of contentment, not happiness, because happiness is conditional. We can get happy, dogs can get happier when they get a treat, but aren't they content in themselves when they are not getting a treat? Their existence is in contentment and they are free. Not anxious all the time like us human beings. We are putting ourselves into anxiety. We are taking upon us the responsibilities that we need not to. And so I tell them that I am not the extremist. It's the entire social structure that is extremist. It goes against nature. Thousands of years ago, human beings had no such desires that they have right now. And so the desires will keep evolving with time. Not because of the development of human brain, but because it will be available in front of you. You will be able to see it. People want to be a sports person desperately throughout their life, and they kill themselves if they end up not being able to. Students kill themselves in India specifically. They kill themselves if they are not able to crack a examination, if they are not able to get a certain grade or marks. All this depression, all this anxiety comes from our families. Our families put those pressures onto us, and so we are trained into a manner to feel anxious and to always feel discontent. So whatever amount of things we achieve in the world, whatever amount of things, whatever amount of respect we achieve, we will always crave for more, and that will be the cause of our discontentment. And the easiest way to feel content and free is to not take upon more responsibility and find possible ways to survive happily, not on bits and pieces, not like that. We have plenty of opportunities around us, plenty of opportunities that can keep us into a state of healthy survival. And by survival, I don't mean waiting for death. By survival, I never mean that. People relate the word survival with a state of waiting for death, but it's not that. Everyone is surviving. Surviving is a good thing because people are not even surviving. People are just dying. People are craving through discontentment. Students from young age till the end, people are dying discontented. Old people who had huge dreams and they were not able to achieve those dreams die without peace. And they kept thinking that what if we could do that? What if we could achieve that? We wanted to do that and we were not given the opportunity, and we are a failure. And imagine what amount of unhappiness and depression it brings into somebody's life. And so my way of living is not extreme. My way of living is absolutely natural, in harmony with the nature. Because I am content and I am able to respect everything and everyone around me. And people who are running here and there, who are busy all the time, they are rude, they are unkind, they are not empathetic. I wish people understand that in today's world there are ways of surviving a healthy life. Our own pain only comes from wanting what we do not have right now and comparing ourselves with others. And it will never end. This vicious cycle never ends. Even the richest of people want to get richer now. Billionaires wants to be trillionaires. People with the biggest cars want newer cars. People with bigger houses or the biggest houses in the cities or in the countries, they want more houses. They want to possess more industries. They want to possess more money. Like, what would you do with that amount of money? And people in their financial crisis, in the state of their financial crisis, assume that they just need a specific amount of money and then they will be content. But they do not understand that their desire to achieve something materialistic is never going to end. Because this is the exact thinking what billionaires would have gone through at a time. Who thinks to capture the world in the first place? But the greed, the lust never stops growing. It's like weed. It's like weed. When a piece of weed erupts in the soil, in the barren soil, thousands of weed grows altogether. Doesn't take much time. Just like weed. Because we have access to all what is going around us in the world. So the more we see, the more we crave, the more we lust over other things. The more we see, the more we expect more things to happen to us. We want a better phone. We want a better mic, the best ones. What if we could do that? What if we could buy that? And so it never ends, which in my eyes is extreme. This social desire to have more is extreme. To get married is extreme. To have children is extreme. To follow a religion, to follow an ambition with all your sweat and pain is extreme. And what is not extreme? The way I live, without huge ambitions, just a wish to be in this particular state, this state of contentment that I am, and be ready and be able to say no to the society, to families, to friends, to romantic relationships, to siblings, to anyone around me. This ability, this freedom is the reason of my happiness. I am not obliged, and I do not wish to be a people pleaser anymore. Everything is a trap for me. And that is not extreme. Sometimes people who choose atheism, religious people call them extremists. People who do not want to marry, the society calls them extremists. People who do not want to have children, people call them extremists. So it's okay with me if the entire social structure or even God calls me an extremist in a manner. I don't care, because I know I'm content. I'm not dying, and I'm not craving, lusting over anything that I don't have. I didn't have a great phone to shoot my video on. I didn't have a camera. I didn't have a great mic, but I started. It was till the time that I was occupied, my brain was occupied in the social structure, and I wanted to be perfect. But I knew perfection doesn't exist, it will never exist. I wanted to talk about myself, I wanted to share my thoughts, my ideas, and so I had to start. I had to document everything. And that is how I find peace. If not through YouTube, I would write. I would read a book. I would sit and meditate for hours. I will sit in the nature near the water stream, and I'll just sit there. I have so much time. I wouldn't have so much time if I would have run behind all the possible luxuries that I see. I have access to Instagram. I see the world doing such and so thing. But I do not crave that anymore. I do not lust before that. And that is so fulfilling. You can be fulfilled in yourself. You can feel content in yourself, the way nature does, the way animals do, the way the plantation do, vegetations do, the way rivers do. They do not need external validation or external, you know, push for them to feel content. They are born content. We were born content. We were taught to feel this constant anxiety and to chase. It is so sinful for me to see parents giving birth to their children and encouraging them to do this and do that, and just you know waste their life, which they could you know enjoy, just being physically, mentally healthy, and with skills of the best survivability possible. But apart from survival, apart from freedom, apart from health, physical and mental, apart from you know contentment, apart from the most important things in the world, parents are teaching everything else. Parents are putting their kids, first of all, parents are reproducing kids with an agenda, with a purpose. Parents have a purpose in their minds before they give birth to their children. And I see that as sinful. That is so twisted. That is so, against the nature. That is artificial. Nature doesn't give birth to its offspring with a purpose. The only purpose that nature has is to give birth without a purpose. They should not have their own purpose behind giving birth to a child. A purpose is personal, and the personal purpose should only be finding freedom and contentment. And if that could be found being away from family, society, even your loved ones who put you through pain mentally, if that could be found in that way, you should find that. Freedom above everything, contentment above everything. Every peer pressure, every relationship, every ambition, everything. I'll see you in another video. Leave your opinions in the comments down below. Bye.